reset then, how's it going? Can you feel a difference in them?
Absolutely. It was visible at the Labour Party conference when you saw Alun Michael and Joe Stevens. I mean, what we had there wasn't a speech about Wales from one person, but two speeches, and the two of them visibly demonstrating to the audience their intention of working together. And I think that's a really important reset.
Right, so Alun Morgan would have a hotline now to Downing Street, you'd think, and yet in a recent interview she said, I've got as much influence over Keir Starmer as I have over Donald Trump. Was she right?
To an extent, because I think it's the relationship with Joe Stevens, the Secretary of State for Wales. It demonstrates the importance of that role, actually. And I think the other point is something you mentioned in your introduction, was the new role that Sue Gray is taking over.
Do you know what she's going to be doing?
Well, Sue Gray is one of the senior officials in Whitehall who understands devolution. And I think one of the problems is lots of people don't. Lots of people who think they know about devolution don't. And there's an inclination, and I think this has been there in Cardiff Bay as well as in Westminster, to think that everything must be either the responsibility of one or the other. It's actually when things are joined up, when there's joint leadership, when there's listening to each other, where there's respect, where there's cooperation, and where there's an emphasis on delivery, that things will change for the better. And that is what I see in this research.
Okay, but what difference does her appointment make to the people of Wales? What difference? I mean, is there another block between Wales and the Prime Minister?
I don't think so, because anybody who understands devolution will want to enable it to be successful. The blocks come when people don't understand, and therefore they're fighting for their bit of power, if you like. If you look at Michael Gove, when he was the Secretary of State for Levelling Up, he was playing games, playing local government against Welsh government, whereas it's absolutely important that the partnership is not just between central government and Welsh government, but also with local government.
Right, and this is about relationships and processes, but people want change. They want to know what it means for their pockets, and it does often come down to money. You know, and Keir Starmer famously said, we will not be turning on the taps, we've got the budget coming. You know, are you confident that having a Labour government in Westminster, as with Tony Blair, means more money for Wales? At the end of the day, that's what counts, isn't it?
It certainly means more cooperation. It means less blockages. There doesn't suddenly develop, because there's a Labour government, a magic money tree that gets rid of all the problems. Keir Starmer is absolutely right about the size of the problems he's inherited. And of course, Alun Morgan has come into office with some horrendous problems of finances in Wales. So they've both got problems. The point is, are they listening to each other? Are they cooperating? The basic principle is we achieve more together than we achieve alone. And unless that's understood, then you'll constantly be dealing with the pennies and the problems.
And on the devolution settlement, is this it?
The devolution settlement is one that needs to develop. I mean, I've spent the last 12 years as a police and crime commissioner working in non-devolved criminal justice issues within the devolved environment. We've made that work at the local level and at the Wales level. I think Keir Starmer can make it work by working with Alun Morgan on the UK level and the Wales level.
And marks out of 10 for Keir Starmer's first few weeks or months now in office.
Well, really excellent when you think he had nothing like the time to prepare that Tony Blair did. He's made a brilliant start. The decisive way in which the riots were dealt with, and this atmosphere of partnership.
Thank you very much. We have to leave it there, Alun Michael. Thank you. And finally, a Welsh